salesoptimizer.com, the perfect complement to Salesforce and the only sales tool you'll ever need for winning, retaining, and growing your largest deals and your largest accounts. This really is a sales tool for closers. Hi, I'm Nick Nikic, CEO of Applied Concepts. We are a Salesforce.com select consulting partner. I'd like to give you a quick overview of the Sales Optimizer, what's involved in it, and then I'll show you a demo in a little more detail so you can see how it works. There are 6 major components in the Sales Optimizer. They are, number 1, the players. So it's, do we know the key players and who's going to influence the decision? Do we have the goods? Do we know what's important to the client? Do we know if it's real? Why they would choose us? Do we know how to win? And do we have a plan to win? Before I get into the demo and show you some of the visual components and the parts of the Sales Optimizer that really make it work, let me give you a little overview about Applied Concepts and put it in context for you in terms of what we've done and the value this has for salespeople. We're a Salesforce implementation and partner and a sales training firm. We help increase Salesforce.com user adoption, and we do that through our Salesforce consulting services, but we also increase top-line revenue and margins through our sales and management training programs. Improvement in sales productivity comes as a function of doing 3 things really well. One is getting your sales team to actually use Salesforce.com the way it's meant to be used. 2, putting a good structure in place around sales process improvement. And 3, ensuring that the sales skills and sales methodology are well blended with all these 3 and are being well executed in order to produce the sales productivity that we are looking for. A couple of key things about Applied Concepts. Inc. magazine in 2009 rated Applied Concepts as one of the fastest growing private companies in America. Our qualifications as a consulting partner are 15 certified administrators, 14 certified consultants, and 3 developers. We have also published 5 applications on the App Exchange, which are native applications built using Visualforce. Our Opportunity Sales Optimizer, the Easy Expense, Alert Manager, User to Contact Sync Manager, and Travel My Way. More importantly, we also have a number of applications scheduled to release in 2009, including the Account Optimizer, Territory, Player Chart, Channel, Proposal Quoting Tool, Sales Management Module, Sales Competency, and an Activity Management System. Over the last 18 months, Applied Concepts has done over 75 Salesforce.com implementations, both with small and medium clients, as well as large global and international clients. And we are one of the top source revenue partners for Salesforce in the last 18 months. Currently, our team is located throughout primarily the East Coast, with headquarter locations in Stamford, Connecticut, and Orlando, Florida. We also have a presence out west and are quickly expanding throughout the Midwest and the West Coast, and are certainly looking for the appropriate consultants who have the right combination of skills. Some of the clients doing business with Applied Concepts, in addition to the big Fortune 500 type clients, we do business with the channel, distribution, and dealer organizations of a lot of these large clients. And so we deploy Salesforce and sales training for many of the dealers and the channel for organizations like Ricoh and like Xerox and others. If you want to contact us after we complete this demo, please go to our website at salesoptimizer.com. Now let's go to Salesforce itself and do a demo of the Optimizer. Let's start by looking at a typical opportunity layout. This is kind of a normal standard layout for Salesforce. If you identify an opportunity that's large, complex, and really critical to winning, then you may want to optimize that opportunity. And it's as simple as hitting the Optimize button, and that takes you to the Visualforce page of the Opportunity Optimizer. In this Visualforce page, we have a handful of the components we reviewed in the previous slide, and that includes an overview of the opportunity, the player chart, the probability, the goods, the drivers, the plan itself, and the execution, the activities both open and completed. Let's take you through a quick demo of the player chart, which is where most closers figure out how to win deals. This actually ends up being the most powerful part of the application because it lets you visualize for large, complex opportunities who's a player in this deal, where the level of influence and power resides, the roles and responsibilities people have, their preferences. So here's kind of how it works. It's really simple. You can add to this player chart, you can add customer elements, you can add external influencers, competitors, partners, especially in large complex deals. We often go to market with partners. And then of course you can add members of your team in order to determine who has responsibility for building which relationship, whether it's a technical person, a manager, an executive, the salesperson running the project. Everyone has a role. You can make these connections between elements. The connections can be made top to bottom, side to side, in any direction. You can connect competitors as well where there's alignment. You can add people to the player chart fairly simply. You just look at the drop-down menu, pulls up the members of the account. You can pick any one of them, add them to the team, and then answer the questions. Do they have power for this opportunity? Do they have a preference? Yes, they prefer my competitor. Do I have access to them face-to-face? And what's their role? They're going to recommend. You save it, and all the color coding pops up. It's really that straightforward. The same thing can happen for your team. You can add members of your team to the chart, pull them up, add someone, and assign responsibility for that person by attaching them to the person you want them to be responsible for selling to. Same thing with partners. And when you're done, you can save, say return, or cancel. The next step is to go to the probability chart, which helps you determine at any point in time where you stand on winning the deal. But more importantly, it helps you determine what your strategy should be to address those critical gaps that are preventing you from winning or that may be obstacles to winning. The probability chart is based on the principle of a poll. You've got key criteria that determine the outcome of the deal. In this case, it's intelligence, compelling gap, sponsor, access, relationship, and business value. Based on each one of those, you have the option to choose the level of intelligence that you have. In this case, you may say the decision maker gave me all the information, while for your competitor, you may say they only have access to a user, and the third competitor may have even less access. As you change these criteria, it changes the probability and gives you an accurate picture of where you stand at any moment in time. And at the same time, it also gives you coaching tips on what you might want to focus on that you need to address in order to improve your odds of closing. The next step is to look at the goods. The goods really is our way of determining if we truly understand what's important to the client in order to do a better job of positioning our solution and clearly differentiating the business value that will make us something other than a price and product competitor. The goods can be edited all at once. And as you can see, the goods stand for the client's goals and objectives, their obstacles, issues, and challenges, their desires, needs, and wants, and their success metrics. The goods lead to the next category, which are the drivers for the deal. Often, salespeople have trouble forecasting opportunities because they truly never have really identified the drivers, and that includes the compelling gap, why somebody's going to make a decision, which breaks down into what we call compelling gap elements or C-gap elements. And that's a process of identifying the things that the clients care about that are impacting their business that can be translated to tangible and intangible business value. And that then transfers to a process where you can do a tangible ROI or unique business value based on C-gap elements you can address that your competition cannot address. The fifth step in the process is the plan. So it's building goals, strategy, and objectives. And then finally, putting and adding the right activities. Ultimately, in the end, it's about doing the right things with the right people at the right time. And the execution, if the activities are correct and you've done the strategy to come up with the activities, then you're going to have the best possible chance of winning an opportunity and giving yourself the best chance. If you have any additional questions, please contact us at salesoptimizer.com.